in New England. All of a sudden, Bill Belichick has been quiet no more. The New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers have been talking about a potential trade where the Patriots would move up to take the number 8 overall pick off the hands of the Carolina Panthers. This is an extremely fascinating move. There are a lot of moving pieces when it comes to this. Here's what we know. What we know is that Bill Belichick has made it pretty clear over the last couple days that the Patriots are eyeing Justin Fields. The Patriots are eyeing Justin Fields. And yes, they did sign Cam Newton to that one-year deal, but it also gave him the flexibility to potentially look at a longer-term play. And they're sitting at number 15 right now. That's the only pick that they have. So what's going on is the Patriots are in stealth mode. They are slowly creeping up, waiting for some of the chips to fall, and they want to be in the perfect position to perhaps land what could be the biggest coup in this entire draft. There's a game that I used to play when I was younger with my friends called 3 Flags Up, where you have one thrower of a football and you have 3 or 4 other guys standing about 10, 15 yards back, and the thrower chucks it up. And if you come down with the football 3 times, you win the game. You ostensibly win the game, and you get to become the new thrower. But one of the strategies that was often employed is you let 3 or 4 of the guys battle it out and try and grab the football, and one guy hangs back and waits for the others to battle it out and have it ricochet off their hands, and then all of a sudden they're sitting underneath the pile with the football, and they win the game. This is the strategy that's being employed right now by the New England Patriots. Now, granted, they have to move up to put themselves in that position, but right now, they're simply waiting to see what happens with the 49ers and with the Falcons. Because really, here's what we know. The only thing we know without a shadow of a doubt is that the first 3 picks in the NFL draft are going to be quarterbacks. We know the Jacksonville Jaguars, the New York Jets, and the 49ers are going to select a quarterback. We don't know what the status is of the Atlanta Falcons. They could go in a myriad of directions. So, sitting at number 8 for the Carolina Panthers and potentially the New England Patriots, if they're able to move up there, you're positioning yourself to at least get the 5th quarterback in the draft, most likely, or potentially the 4th. And the Carolina Panthers, Matt Rule has been pretty adamant about wanting to surround Sam Darnold with talent. So we know that they're not really targeting a quarterback at this time. They want to provide him with the best situation possible to win. And so they likely won't take a quarterback, even if you don't trade with them and you can't replace them and swap their position. They're not going to take a quarterback. And can you imagine what Bill Belichick will do if he gets his hands on Justin Fields? This is a team that was led by Cam Newton last year. They went 7-9, just missed the playoffs. And Cam Newton had his 2nd highest efficiency season of his career. Completed about 66% of his passes. Justin Fields is like a Cam Newton 2.0. They're both durable. Justin Fields is just as athletic, if not more athletic. He's more accurate than Cam Newton. In 3 seasons in college football, Justin Fields has averaged a higher completion percentage than Cam Newton in his best season in the NFL, which was with the Carolina Panthers in 2018, in which he completed 68% of his passes. Justin Fields doesn't turn the ball over, which is exactly the type of quarterback that Bill Belichick wants. And he's an impressionable young kid. This is a guy who Bill Belichick could absolutely utilize and put him in the best positions to win. Not to mention the temperament of Bill Belichick has shifted tremendously over the past year. Do you see the way he was treating Cam Newton? How he was jovial, how he was enthusiastic, how he was lenient, how he was encouraging. He was defending Cam Newton practically after every single game because of the lack of receivers or the lack of playing time coming off the injury. He was extremely complimentary of Cam Newton. Imagine how he would be if Justin Fields was his quarterback. And with the additions of, again, Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry, we know how active they've been this offseason. Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne, their defense is going to be really good. Once again, Dante Hightower is coming back. They signed Matthew Judon. Godshaw now clogging up the middle. This is a really good all-around team. And if you put Justin Fields, who is a quarterback that is capable of winning right now, he's not an extremely raw quarterback. Sure, he's got areas to improve, but this is a guy who can win right now. And Bill Belichick, if somehow the Patriots emerge out of this draft with Justin Fields, I'm telling you right now, I'm making a proclamation right now on Morning Joe that the Patriots will make the playoffs. That is how high I am on Justin Fields. If you listen to all of my shows, when I'm talking about Justin Fields, I have been consistent. I've consistently raved about him. It's one of those interesting things where everyone's trying to debunk his talent. Everyone is trying to look past all of his tremendous assets and instead try and identify his flaws. And clearly, Bill Belichick isn't making that mistake. And it's going to be fascinating to see if he could pull off this theft, this heist in broad daylight, because that's what this would be. Bill Belichick would be robbing the NFL. This would be a daytime robbery or burglary. So I'm just extremely interested to see how this all shakes up. And now we could finally be able to evaluate Bill Belichick. Is he really this highly touted coach? Should he get a lot of this credit for the run that he and Tom Brady had together? Because if he can start to mold Justin Fields and they can win, well, now he's all of a sudden right back in the conversation.